WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. Shut up! There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Very nice to be back in studio.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's been, a couple weeks now? Or was it just the 1 week?
I think it was just the one weekend.
Yeah,
it was just
quit
last
keeping
weekend.
Track. I don't know, or at least I haven't kept a scorecard. I'll leave the folks at home to do that. Kind of like with baseball.
It's like whose line, though? If you have a scorecard at home, the points do not matter.
The points do not matter. You're absolutely right about that. So we have quite a bit to get into this week, including a follow-up on a story from last week, and also worlds crossing over and colliding. We'll certainly a little bit of UFC talk to get into. Yeah, I know. Surprise there, right? What else? We've got the birthdays a little bit later. I had to get them out of the way early, at least off air, because Lucas, you'll be heading on out a little early today.
Yes.
After the second segment. So you're here with us for the first two here.
Yes, I just need to make sure everything is in order for today's show at the MFPW.
You want to make sure that you're ready to go on 11.
Oh, yeah. That. Definitely not because I forgot to buy a gallon of water before the show. Shattering kayfabe. It's what I like to do.
I build this nice little wall of protection.
Well, no, I am ready
for
to
you.
put it all on 11. I try to do that all the time, but then again, that makes me like a bit insufferable to be around. So it's nice that they're finally giving a show.
Yeah.
Giving me the opportunity to do that at a show.
Were you waiting for me to disagree? Like, oh, no, you aren't overbearing.
No, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was almost expecting you to be like, it's about time you realized.
Well,
it's the truth.
I can't give you everything. I don't know.
What a great start to the show.
You think? All right, so, let's, I was going to say, also a lot of injuries and surgeries to talk about. Those are never fun.
Yeah.
Let's get those out of the way, because they're not fun. Firstly, WWE announcing that Fandango is going to be undergoing surgery to repair a torn left labrum. Yeah, that's painful. So Fandango noting on social media that he could miss up to 6 months, which kind of leads to the question of, what happens with Tyler Breeze?
Yeah, are we just gonna like keep him off TV like when TM61 was one of their people were injured in NXT? Is that what we're gonna do?
You can feel the bitterness just come right through the speakers.
Oh no, it wasn't meant to be bitter.
Oh, okay.
It was
it came across that way.
No, it was more fear for a certain member of my boy stable.
And that would be Tyler Breeze, yes. Oh, goodness. All right, so in other injury and surgery news, so kind of a little bit quiet, which is not what you usually expect from this particular individual, but Ric Flair underwent successful intestinal surgery on Monday.
Wow.
I was going to say, maybe a little too much naching at night finally caught up with him. I don't know. No, that and I guess maybe Father Time as well. I mean, he's,
perhaps
a little more than 6 months away from the big 7-0.
Ric Flair's only 69?
Woo! You know it.
I had to stop myself there.
You know it. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, February 1949.
That's weird that it's not that 60's young, but it's like young. You know, like it's not like you're in your 20s, but for 60, I don't really consider elderly. But then Ric Flair, you look at him and then you realize, I think we can make an exception.
Well, I mean, I think people in music circles have said Keith Richards is the Ric Flair of rock and roll in terms of endurance and longevity.
Yeah.
When the world just completely goes, it's going to be Keith Richards, Ric Flair, Betty White, and the Cockroaches.
And the Twinkies.
Well, of course. I mean, how can you forget about the Twinkies?
I don't know. You just did.
I was trying not to think about them. Trying to watch my waistline.
Same.
As opposed to what I've been doing, which is watching it expand. So anyway, Ric Flair, yes, undergoing successful intestinal surgery. His daughter Charlotte provided the update to WWE.com, saying, while some may have assumed that the effects of his health problems last fall may have slowed down my father's lifestyle, he really embraced it all, has ended up doing more work in the last couple of months than in the previous few years, and is enjoying life. However, when he was told that he had that opportunity to possibly reverse some of the effects of the initial surgery, my father decided it was something he wanted to try and was very positive about the procedure.
Right.
So,
I feel like it's just like I think he just wanted another excuse to blade.
what, to have the doctor blade him?
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
I'm not gonna get fined. I'm already paying a lot of money. That wasn't a good Ric Flair. I apologize.
Fair enough. And then one more under the knife story here. Goldust. Dustin Runnels underwent surgery on both knees on Tuesday in Birmingham, Alabama, and WWE.com reports that the surgery was successful and that Runnels is expected to make a full recovery. But I mean, Goldust, stranger things have happened, but knocking on the door of 50.
Remember how good his run was in 2013, 2014? I feel like...
I was going to say 1995 to now, but that's just me.
Well, no, but when he could really go, probably the best run of his career after he got, completely clean and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking I want him to have one last good run. Not as a champion or anything like that, but, same thing with Kofi. Because apparently Kofi, once the New Day is broken up, Kofi's retired, gone. And he's another one of those guys, when he was announced for Money in the Bank, I'm like, oh, let him win it. Let him win it. Just give him one. Kofi and Goldust are just one of those guys that just let them have one last really great match. They don't have to win. They don't have to win, but let them have that, not necessarily a coming out match, but a swan song.
A wow moment.
Yeah. Because Kofi can go, and so can Goldust.
Oh, you mean have them face each other?
No. I mean,
they
can still go. Especially Kofi. Kofi is, I think, one of the most underrated talents in WWE in terms of someone who's been there for a long time, and he's never really gotten that. With the New Day, he found his thing. And he also showed that he has charisma.
Which I think was a huge knock for a while. Although, having spoken with him personally, in a brief interview at Mania Access, granted, that's a media relations type thing, but he was very down to earth and very easy to give answers to. And even then, I was like, all right, there's got to be something coming somewhere down the pike. And then the New Day thing happened, and it was just turning chicken excrement into chicken salad.
Yeah, but I want to see him, I was thinking with Goldust, let him have, one match with, let him have his last match against, AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan or something like that. Someone who, especially after the knee surgeries, I'm not saying that Goldust is terrible, but someone who can really help elevate it to another level. Someone who's really good in the ring. And same with Kofi. Let him have one last match with, let him have his last match with, Styles or Bryan or Joe or someone that can help elevate it.
Well, it's not like Kofi Kingston is exactly long in the tooth. I
know.
He better not. He was born the same year that I am.
It's just weird. I always looked at Kofi as man, he's really, his singles matches were great with what he had. Why didn't we ever, let him be a bit more of, a main eventer? not necessarily be like a world champion, but be in the main event scene, other than just Money in the Bank and Royal Rumbles and stuff like that. So he can do his fun little spots,
Highlight
and the
reel,
flips and all that stuff. Yeah.
Had a little. What was that? A little hint of Twitch Rogers there.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Rip Rogers, Twitch Rogers.
Right. Yes.
You had no clue what I was referencing there for a minute, did you?
For a second, no. Yeah.
Well, you also cleaned it up for radio, because I'm sure Rip would have had a few extra words that we can't use.
Yeah, but actually, I feel like, well, Rip, I think Rip likes Kofi. I think he's one of those supporters. Like, he may not like a lot of the dives and stuff, but he definitely supports more people that other people in his generation might not.
That's a fair point. Definitely no disagreements with that. And one other injury bit here, and this was.
I saw this live. I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you are, you knew where I was going. So Jim Ross, stating on Twitter that he suffered a rib injury when he was knocked over during the Jay White versus Juice Robinson match at Saturday's New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 special.
Which, by the way, fantastic match, and I'm really happy for Juice Robinson. For those of you who don't know who that is, he was C.J. Parker in NXT. Yeah, he's really come a long way. But Josh Barnett got up, and he looked visibly...
shaken?
Not shaken. He looked visibly angry, like he was going to go in there and do something...
unprofessional.
Akin to his UFC days, or, MMA days. I don't know if he fought in the UFC, but... Yeah.
Understandably so, but Ross tweeting late Sunday night, for the record, the bump I took at ringside at G1 San Francisco was not storyline-driven matter, nor was it discussed. I think I broke a rib, couldn't put my roller bag in the overhead today after a sleepless Saturday night. And after that tweet, he ended up providing an update on his injuries on his Jim Ross Report podcast and noted that he suffered bruised ribs on his left side, a bruised left lung, and a sternum injury.
Ooh.
And he also noted that doctors fear that he could catch pneumonia due to his lung issue. By God.
By God, indeed. I feel I'm not going to try and tell wrestlers how to do their job, especially when they're in a company that is... outside of my authority, but maybe like
let's see how this tightrope walk goes here.
If you're gonna
step right up, popcorn here. All right, go ahead.
Hot take, get your hot take here. It's a lot of fun doing it in that sort of carnival barker voice.
Coffee in the big time.
If you're gonna suplex someone onto a barricade, or into a barricade, or a steel, maybe make sure it's not near the WWE Hall of Famer and the former UFC or MMA fighter. That would at least be my strategy, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. So there that is. So let's...
Other than that, though, great match.
Oh, other...
But besides the bruised
rib
and the lung and JR might potentially getting pneumonia... Great match. Fantastic watch, if you get the chance. Right. Moving along, please, Fearon.
Yeah,
this dead
moving
air's
along.
Not good
okay.
For me.
So I was...
Don't let that marinate, please.
But...
No.
No.
Move it along, please.
Moving it along? Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I was going over to the Facebook fan page and got a... this is me breaking things down now. Got a memories on Facebook. It was, I'll spoil a little something here from today in wrestling history a little bit later, but it was 5 years ago today that the Money in the Bank pay-per-view emanated from Philadelphia.
Yes. And this was maybe a week or two before we had met.
This was 2 weeks before, 13 days before you and I had first crossed paths.
But we were at that show. Different
Yes.
place. I was in. My dad had got us box seats. I think it was like the first time and probably only time that's happened. Besides, the Rumble in Philly. Mm-hmm. Right. But Rocco and I were watching, and I actually got Rocco to enjoy the show, which was great.
Well, good for you to finally get your brother to enjoy it.
Enjoy something with me involved. Yeah.
But yes, our good friend of the show, the self-professed Fugazi wrestling fan, he was with me at that, and in reference to the people who were making ECW chants over the course of the pay-per-view, he had yelled out, "ECW is gone, and so is a certain alternative radio station that I don't know if I can mention." But yeah, he didn't say all that, but I'm again cleaning it up for airwaves here. A certain letter and a certain number combination.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll tell me during the break.
Exactly. I'll tell you during the break. But yeah, ECW is gone, and so is that radio station. Get over it. Causing trouble everywhere he goes.
May I see that text post, actually?
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and look at that.
I'll see that. You can take
And we'll take care of some business here. And Lucas is doubled over in laughter, in silent laughter, so he doesn't spike the mics or peak the audio or something like that.
Throw streamers in your way. Throw streamers at you, Samsel. It's a good one.
Yes. So let's take care of some business. We'll come back. We've got Ed from Northeast Philly. We'll have him give the look at the local scene, and we got to get our predictions certain to go wrong for Extreme Rules tomorrow, because you're out of here in about 20 minutes or so. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Experience the spirit of giving when you enter Flowers by Jenny Lynn. Whether it's for a wedding, a birthday, or just an I'm thinking of you, Flowers by Jenny Lynn has the perfect gift. Feast your eyes on the bright hues of the season in their fresh flower department. They also carry a wide variety of flowers daily from around the world, including tropical flowers, wildflowers, roses, and seasonal floral mixes for every taste. Flowers by Jenny Lynn also carries unique gifts, like gourmet jams, candies, and cookies. Serving the area for over 25 years, Flowers by Jenny Lynn is your Fairless Hills florist. Stop by their beautiful shop to see for yourself, located at 100 Trenton Road in Fairless Hills, or check them out online at flowersbygennylynn.com. Give them a call today at 1-800-547-4551. The number again is 1-800-547-4551. Flowers by Jenny Lynn, the art of fresh flowers.
Next time you head down the shore, make Keenan's Irish Pub your favorite spot. Located in the heart of North Wildwood, Keenan's Irish Pub is 25,000 square feet of wall-to-wall fun. There's live entertainment 7 days a week and an extensive menu that even features sushi. So grab an ice-cold drink, listen to some live music, and catch the Baseball Insiders as they broadcast live on Sunday before Phillies baseball. Keenan's Irish Pub, 113 Old New Jersey Avenue in North Wildwood, where all the neighborhoods still meet.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
I see it all the time. They leave early in the morning and come back very late.
Yeah, there's so many people living in that house. And that guy, he's always talking for them.
We need to report this.
Modern-day slavery is happening in our own backyard. Know the signs and join the Blue Campaign in the fight to end human trafficking. Call 1-866-347-2423 or go to www.dhs.gov/Blue Campaign for more information.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, and every time I hear that, I was bitter back then. I was a bitter burgundy.
Yeah, that was when we had the whole heel turn intro.
Well, I had a lot of vinegar toward just about everybody.
Yes.
Then somewhere along the way, I stopped caring. Let that sink in for a minute.
Oh, that hurts. Oof. Just gonna let that marinate in that salty sauce.
Yeah, from bitter to salty. That's a
Salty-
Matt Sells thing, isn't it?
Salty and bitter. Salty and bitter tour.
His salty and bitter tour. Okay, I knew it sounded familiar, and I couldn't think of where it was. That's right, Matt. He's doing things down in Atlanta now, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, including cheering on the Braves, and he and I have nice, fun Phillies-Braves banter because we're both baseball folks.
What a difference a year makes. Look at how good the teams are now. Last year I remember going to a Phillies-Braves game in Atlanta. And if there was any baseball game that deserved to end in a no contest because of how bad the teams were, it was that one.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
That was brutal.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of brutal, or what was going to be called brutal, we'll talk about that in about 12 minutes. Big day for them today. Oh, yeah. That is exciting, but we'll get into that in a little bit. First... let's take a look at the local scene, courtesy of Ed from Northeast Philly. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Good afternoon. Did you know that there was going to be a show, 3 shows here in Northeast Philly in the next couple hours?
I will admit that if my schedule was any more booked on this particular day, I there's so much going on today. It's crazy. As it is, this is going to be like the sleep deprivation tour and then some.
3 p.m. they have clan feuds for Chikara at the Wrestle Factory.
That's right. That is today also.
Solo Darling and Donna. Where did I see that? Donna Perazzo? Or I think I'm saying that wrong.
Deanna Perazzo? Yeah.
Deanna Perazzo.
Nevada, or whatever her name is. Nevaeh.
Neve?
Neve. She's going to be at Beyond Wrestling at 6 p.m. at the Wrestle Factory.
Oh, wow. There's a lot going on up there in Northeast Philly at the Wrestle Factory.
Yes. And I think I've seen Alicia Edwards is going to be there, too.
Jam-packed afternoon, to say the least.
Solo Darling and Alicia Edwards going at it versus each other with Karen Q also on the card.
Yeah, it's a nice crossover between Beyond Wrestling and Chikara. Seen the MFPW have a couple of things like that. I mean, there's been a little bit of interaction with Chikara as well as with Ring of Honor as well.
And they have New Moon Rising this afternoon at 2:30 at the Holzberg Boys Club.
Man, that's what's great about this area. There's almost too many choices as far as what to do with wrestling here in this area.
Yeah.
Evolve is coming up too in August 4th at the arena, at the 2300 arena. Matt Riddle and Shane Strickland in a hardcore rules match.
Huh, how about that?
A.R. Fox, Joey Janela, and Penelope Ford on the card, too.
Man, it's coming up in early August. Like, where's the time going? We're talking about August already. It feels like just yesterday we had like blizzards all over the place.
In Stevens, PA, ACW has a show at the Fire Hall. Amy Lee, Teddy Hart, LaFisto, and John Dahmer with a 6:30 p.m. bell time.
Okay, that's the Atomic Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, Atomic.
That's right. their Who You Gonna Brawl card, which hilariously has what looks to be the Ghostbusters ghost wearing a red and white lucha mask.
And Pete Dunne, isn't he with WWE?
Yes.
How are they going to do that? They have him listed for Progress Wrestling at the arena.
Well, I would imagine that that part of what they have going on is, in terms of the arrangements of that, are some extracurricular or independent type outings.
Yeah, I think maybe
bookings,
he has
things of that
one of those
nature.
contracts that allow him to do that.
That would be my guess, but your guess is as good as mine. I don't have anything inside on that necessarily.
And WWE is doing the rounds on the East Coast.
Yeah, last week they were. Last Friday they were in here in Philadelphia, and last Saturday they were at Madison Square Garden. And
what's the show?
Funny that you ask that. I was going to talk a little bit more about that in the third segment, because Lucas can listen in the car on the way out, I guess, as opposed to me, kind of giving that perspective now, and him just kind of being like, "Yep, I wasn't there, so I got nothing else to add to this."
Sounds like
so I don't want to be a Richard like that, so I'm just, I'm trying to look out for him.
Which I appreciate, Fearon. Thank you. That's what
sound
friends
like
are
you're
for.
kicking them out early.
No.
It's on my own fruition.
No, we're not taking him out early and going to the bullpen. We're not pulling a Gabe Kapler here. Philly's joke. That one's for the boss back there.
I feel like Captain America. I understood that reference.
Very, very well done. Oh, mercy.
They're in Hershey, Wildwood, Bethlehem, Reading, and Wilkes-Barre in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think occasional caller Sam from Mount Royal said he was going to the Wildwood show. I think that's coming up next weekend.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh tomorrow with the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so they're hitting all the spots there. That's certainly going to be a lot of fun.
And they're coming back to Philly in October. I think I've seen tickets went on sale today, I think.
I was going to say, I will admit that I did miss out on that, but I'll have to check that out. And it's not like there isn't time, but okay, no, it's 2 weeks from now is the Wildwood date on the 28th. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more news about something special going on with this broadcast next week on that, but got some details to iron out, some I's to dot, some T's to cross.
And MLW, you were saying they're in Queens for taping.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're going to be doing any time in Philadelphia soon, being so close.
I don't know. Stranger things have happened.
They have Rich Swan Callahan on the card and Teddy Hart.
That should certainly be a goodie then.
Good old Teddy Hart.
And Conan and Sullivan so far.
Excellent.
And that's about it. One more thing. Carmella, I think I mentioned this last week. Carmella, Anderson, and Gallows will be in Voorhees at the Veg store on the 28th.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, taking advantage of the appearances since they're here around the area. It totally makes sense.
Starting at 11 to 2.
Okay, that'll run right up against at least what we have planned here. But I don't want to announce it yet until it's official. But some things to take care of. But if you've been listening loyally to the show, you have a pretty good idea of what I've been hinting at for the better part of the last couple of months here. I'm not subtle when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
Well, I have to keep it broad like that because that way Lucas can understand and follow along. Subtlety doesn't work with him.
The things I want to say to you that I
can't. And we'll do so with the break coming up here in a little bit.
Sure.
You can say them on your way out the door, and And that's going to do it for Ed.
And we just lost Ed. Wow, he hit the old dusty trail
real quick.
Yeah,
he could feel the heat come through the phone.
Good on you. Smart move.
Oh yeah,
anyway,
most certainly.
Just like this show, there are other things that we like to do that are certain to go wrong.
Yes, including predictions. So let's get on into those.
What a segue, Twitch.
Yeah, see, you've improved greatly in the almost 5 years that you have been here. That hits me a little bit in the feels.
Pick it up eventually.
That does hit me in the feels a little bit. The fact that it's been that long already. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I was talking with Ted about that a little bit before. It's a week from this Friday will mark the day that we'd stumbled upon each other up at the old Oxford Valley Mall there, thanks to our good friends over at George's Cards and Collectibles.
Jinx.
I kind of have a show to finish up, so don't go.
Oh no, I don't play that kind of jinx.
Oh, not anymore? Okay.
I never did. I didn't even know that was a rule in the game.
He's all grown up.
I always thought it was like Jinx, you owe me a Coke or something like that. I didn't realize it was you need to shut your mouth until someone talks to you. Because that's what people tell me all the time, and I'm not even playing.
That says so much, speaks so many volumes. Alrighty, predictions starting to go wrong because you've got to go on or something. All right, so a couple of pre-show matches here, including Almas against Sin Cara.
El Idolo, Andrade Cien Almas. Going with my LIJ OG all the way.
MOUSE. I got nothing on that.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, something like that. All right, and then the other pre-show match, we have tables action in the pre-show, yo. The New Day against Sanity in a six-man tables match.
Good to see those NXT call-ups getting on the main show. Sanity.
I don't know why, but I guess I'm going. Well, I was going to say they've had a storied amount of success. I think I'm going with New Day on this one. Yeah, get your. Oh, yeah, that is one thing that I will mention. The walking through the concourse of Madison Square Garden last week and having somebody blowing a New Day-esque horn, just dressed to the nines in New Day attire, unicorn horn and everything else. That was
fun.
It was something special.
Indeed.
But yeah, I'll get more into that on the other side. Finn Balor against Constable Baron Corbin.
Is this main show or is this still pre-show?
No, those are the only two pre-shows. The remaining 10 matches. 10 matches are on the main card, so 12 in total.
Balor.
You're going Balor? I will agree on that. We'll see if X gets the square. Let's go to the namesake of the event, the Extreme Rules match. This time it's the women going at it. Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax.
I'm going to have Bliss retain.
I was back and forth on this one, and the fact that it's Extreme Rules, the fact that it's no disqualification, I think that will allow Bliss to somehow sneakily make her way out of there with the title somehow.
And Ronda's going to be there ringside, so someone's.
You know that chicanery is going to be involved.
She's going to play a factor in
Probably some tomfoolery, maybe a little hijinks.
Yes, shenanigans
as well. Yes. All those different... What? Oh, wait.
What's another...
Gotcha.
Another term.
All right. The what could either be the loudest negative reaction or the potential bathroom break of the pay-per-view from the way things have unfortunately gone over the last few months. Roman Reigns against Bobby Lashley.
I'm going with Lasho on this one.
Interesting.
I mean, come on. Are we really going to send the fans home upset another time?
Well, it's not like they're main eventing it with it.
That's what I've heard. They might be main eventing.
Well, no. With all the other things that are going on here,
there have been more talks than you'd think about Reigns and Lashley closing the show.
Despite the fact that there's an Extreme Rules match, that there's a...
Yep. Well, everything, yeah. Apparently.
An Iron Man match, and okay, I won't give the rest of the list then. Fine. All right.
Think about
Speaking
who's
of that
booking
steel
the show.
cage match, Braun Strowman against Kevin Owens.
It's weird because it's like I'm trying to think who needs the win more. But I would hopefully think Owens is going to find a way to sneak. Again, it's like the Alexa Bliss thing with the Extreme Rules. I think Owens is going to find a way to escape. Strowman's going to get too frustrated, and then
yeah, or maybe some sort of a power type thing on Strowman's part. All right, we're only halfway through these. WWE Championship: AJ Styles against Rusev.
I just want to go on record and say my official pick is AJ Styles, but I'm not going to be upset with either winner of this match. I think it would be amazing if Rusev wins. It'd be really out of nowhere, but then at the same time, going into SummerSlam, it's like I won't complain about either person winning this match.
But you're thinking Styles. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, as much as I want tomorrow to be Rusev Day, I think that Styles will retain.
I just want to say, though, it's great that he's really earned this WWE Championship match. He really has.
Yeah. No question about that. The Raw Tag Titles. We'll go with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt defending against the B Team.
B as in the boys team?
Yes.
Because
they're
I'm going
all
with
in
my
the
heart,
stable.
and I'm going with my boys stable. B Team all the way, baby. Come on. Axel and Bo. Yes. Right. Those are my boys. They are my boys. Come on.
Yeah, they're so your boys, you don't even know their names.
I got too excited. I know they're probably going to lose, but I want B Team all the way.
Yeah, no,
I'm going with my heart. This is usually the fatal flaw in my case, the Shakespearean fatal flaw that causes me to die in the tragedy plays.
Indeed.
Yes.
Alrighty, U.S. Championship. Jeff Hardy against Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think you skipped one.
I'm jumping around here.
Oh, okay.
I know I put them in a particular order on the sheet here,
I
but
picked Nakamura.
You're going Shinsuke.
I love Jeff Hardy, but I think Nakamura needs this a lot more.
Did you really?
Regretfully, yes. Just go on with it, Fron. Please.
Moving on?
Yes,
Okay.
just move along.
Iron Man match, which I feel like is what this pick segment is. Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, 30 minutes.
I'm gonna
for the Intercontinental title.
I think Ziggler is gonna win. I think he's gonna find a way to retain because I think Rollins is moving on to the title picture, like main event title picture again.
Not a bad thought, and I'm right there with you on it. I was going to say Seth Rollins and potentially AJ Styles down the road, or even Seth Rollins.
You know who's
and
really
Rusev.
going to win this match, though?
The fans?
Yes.
Okay. No argument there. So Carmella against Asuka, and the ever-popular shark cage is back out as James Ellsworth will be suspended above the ring in it.
I'm going to say Asuka. God, I hope Asuka. I know probably going to be Charlotte, but I'm picking Asuka to win.
Charlotte, she's not even in the match.
Carmella.
And do you have Jeff Harvey in the U.S. title match as well?
Yeah, Twitch Adamley over here.
I'm thinking Carmella. I think that Ellsworth is savvy enough that he's going to come up with some way despite being in the cage.
He's probably just going to stick his head out because he has no chin. So he's just going to try, and then he's going to try and right? And then he's going to just yell at her, I guess. I don't know.
Hoo boy. And finally, the Bludgeon Brothers and Team Hell No for the SmackDown tag titles.
This was the one I had conflicting opinion. I think Bludgeon Brothers, but only if Miz interferes. I think because they might be going Miz and Bryan at SummerSlam, or at least I hope. And because Miz isn't on the card, that would be enough for him to be like, why is he on the card and I'm not, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, why is he, yeah, I should be definitely featured, something along those lines. Not necessarily for those reasons, but I do agree that the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain. All right, there are the predictions certain to go wrong, and that's our show. No.
Well, at least that's for me.
That's just about the show here. So you go ahead and, we'll see you down at the MFPW Arena.
Thank you.
No problem.
Always been a pleasure.
Indeed it is. The pleasure is definitely at the humored laughter of the audience, I suppose.
Yes.
At least I think so. And this also gives me the chance, because this is usually where Lucas would at least mentally check out. Hey, he says.
Stop it.
He can't handle the truth. The day of celebration is here at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Yes, the Broken Goblet celebrating their 3rd anniversary with a giant send-off party to the town they have called home for 4 years, and a thank you for another year of peace, hops, and music in the festival known as Goblet Stock 4. Oh, I'm excited. Got my tickets already. There'll be live music on the outdoor stage, food from Jay's Steak and Hoagie Joint, Meat Wagon Barbecue, and Moondog Sundays, and the party is free to attend, but all beers being $5 each. You'll go to a particular spot to purchase your beer tickets. That way you don't have to worry about exchanging funds as the beverages are being poured. Some of the 50 total beers on tap today include the Autumn Beers All Goblets Have Spirits. You know I've been gushing over that, as well as the Cut the Crap-O-Lantern, their pumpkin porter. The 2016, 2017, and 2018 versions of Bubba's Teabag. Also a Mango Cayenne Pepper Sweet Stash, so a wheat ale with hints of mango and cayenne pepper. Nice little sweet and spicy combo. Also their Not the Gumdrop Buttons Brown Ale, Strawberry Hefner. I mean, that's just 8 out of the 50. That's, just getting started. Kids are welcome, and make sure to bring suitable attire for the water slide or highly unlikely monsoon, at least at this point, looking at the weather. It all starts today at 3 o'clock. Except the irregular members, they get the hour early entrance. And they get a +1, so if you hit me up in the next hour or two, I might be able to take you over there for okay, we'll see. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly. And please note, very important, that the Broken Goblet will be closed tomorrow, July 15th, for the cleanup from the Goblet Stock Festival. So today would definitely be the day to go. Tomorrow would not. Going to take care of some business and come back, and a few fun things to talk about, a few not so fun things, and my review of being up in Madison Square Garden for the first time. As I believe Bret the Hitman Hart said, it's while it's not a church, it's certainly holy ground. So all that and more here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hello, I'm Dan Breen of Bucks County River Country, the world's river tubing capital. And I'm out here on the Delaware with a bunch of other folks. Hey, guys!
Hey, Dan!
And we're having the time of our lives. Listen, if you haven't been to Bucks County River Country, you don't know what you're missing. We've got tubing, canoeing, kayaking, rafting, and our tiki-style Riverside Cafe to whet your palate. You'll have loads of fun with the family, friends, or even a company outing. See for yourself. Check out our webcam at rivercountry.net. And while you're there, make your reservations online. Discounts are available for groups of 20 or more. Remember, the average water temperature is 80 degrees, and it's so easy to get here. We're just 8 miles north of New Hope, Pennsylvania. Don't miss out on the most fun you could have this summer. Come to Bucks County River Country, the world's river tubing capital. Hey, Holmes, we love to see you wet.
Buy your season pass for Bucks County River Country online today at rivercountry.net. That's rivercountry.net, or call 215-297-5000.
Rob's Automotive and Collision Center in Lower Bucks County is a full-service repair center with competitive prices, top-of-the-line products, and the finest auto body and mechanical repair technicians anywhere. Rob's makes repairing your car easy. Same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's an oil change, state inspection, or a mechanical issue, Rob's will have you in and out and on your way. 2700 Veterans Highway in Bristol, 215-826-9200, or 24-hour emergency towing. Call 215-826-0250.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
Win tickets to see the Phillies or Trenton Thunder from the Italian People's Bakery in Levittown. Just fill out an entry blank at the Italian People's Bakery in Woodburn and Oxford Valley Roads in Levittown. Weekly drawings to win tickets to see the Phillies or Thunder. The Italian People's Bakery, where everything is baked fresh on the premises, is open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sundays till 5 p.m.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, July 14. On this date in 1986, the WWF held its King of the Ring Supercard. In the main event, the British Bulldog and the Dynamite Kid defeated Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine in a steel cage match to retain the WWF Tag Team Championship. On this date in 1991, WCW held the Great American Bash pay-per-view. In the main event, Rick Steiner defeated Arn Anderson and Paul E. Dangerously in a handicap steel cage match. On this date in 1997, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from San Antonio, Texas. In the main event, Steve Austin and Dude Love defeated Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart to win the WWF Tag Team Championship. On this date in 2013, WWE held its Money in the Bank pay-per-view. In the main event, Randy Orton won the Money in the Bank ladder match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, July 14. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, flying solo for the last segment here. Lucas is taking care of a few things as he heads down to the MFPW arena. I won't be too terribly far behind him, but not without a slight detour over to Goblet Stock. All right, a couple of last tidbits of news here. Jay Lethal responding to the claims last week from Taylor Hendricks that her career was sabotaged because she didn't sleep with him. Hoo boy. Well, his statement was on Twitter with a captioning tweet, quote, "Please do not use my words here as fuel to attack myself or my accuser. There is already too much hate going around in the world, so let's not add to it." Now, the statement itself read, quote, "Let me be clear, there is absolutely no validity to these baseless allegations. Throughout my career, I have sought to conduct myself with honor and integrity. I would never engage in any conduct that disrespects this business or the men and women in this industry. Every individual has a right to be heard and must be given every opportunity to speak truth to power. Anyone engaging in misconduct or abuse of any kind simply has no place in our business or our society. I am confident that these unfortunate allegations will be proven to be completely unfounded at the conclusion of Ring of Honor's investigation," end quote. So that has been worded, and I guess it's now a matter of the investigation process doing its thing here. So also, Brock Lesnar, WWE Universal Champion. I know he's been under a lot of scrutiny as of late. He made an appearance at UFC 226 and was cage side with Dana White for the main event of the show that saw Daniel Cormier defeat Stipe Miocic to become the UFC heavyweight champion. And Lesnar, well, he got called into the octagon and delivered a post-fight promo that said, "DC, I'm coming for you," and dropped a word that we can't say here. He ended up shoving Cormier at one point. So looks like Lesnar doing a little hybrid WWE and UFC action going on. And I know that a lot of UFC fans were very less than thrilled about it, as it came across almost like a WWE-style promo. In their, there's always been that band. Oh, ours is real. There's this, that's another four-letter F word that wrestling fans don't like to hear. Fake. Let's see. Impact Wrestling announcing that they have signed Tessa Blanchard to a long-term contract. Terms of the deal were not disclosed. Also, I mentioned Madison Square Garden. Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, they're running a show on April 6th at New York's Madison Square Garden. It's going to be the G1 Supercard, and it'll be the two companies going to war at the world's most famous arena. And it'll be happening despite the Ring of Honor COO previously stating that MSG officials had called off the booking. The only drawback is it's going to run opposite the NXT TakeOver event that will be held the same night in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. It's kind of forcing fans to choose as opposed to running on Friday night, perhaps, as they present the Hall of Fame event. But either way, it's great that it's happening at MSG and makes the weekend feel even bigger than before. So that's some fantastic news there. And This I thought was interesting as well. For those put Owen in the Hall of Fame bandwagon, referring to the late Owen Hart, his widowed wife Martha issued a statement following Owen's older brother Bret Hart being critical of her for not allowing WWE to induct Owen into the Hall of Fame. The suggestion by Bret Hart that she is erasing the memory of her late husband is reckless, irresponsible, and clearly untrue. She said, Bret's comments are rooted in the fact that I've steadfastly refused to work with WWE to exploit Owen's image for commercial gain. Owen was an incredible entertainer, and I know that his many fans around the world enjoyed seeing his wrestling career immensely. I encourage them to continue to do so. But I am firm in my belief that the WWE was responsible for Owen's death. As a result, I cannot and will not support any efforts by the WWE to profit from Owen's memory. Instead, I, my son Oj, and daughter Athena have worked tirelessly to honor Owen through the good works of the Owen Hart Foundation, which has exceeded $4 million in gift-giving and contributions towards scholarships, homeowner bursaries, and other special projects that have greatly improved the lives of so many in Canada and around the world. We have always believed that this is the most fitting public tribute to a man of profound integrity, a wonderful human being who just happened to wrestle. I know that Owen will be very proud of the tremendous accomplishments the foundation has achieved in his name. Bret Hart's comments are disrespectful and cruel. It is disappointing that so many in the media have chosen to report them without seeking my perspective. Whatever Bret may believe, the fact is that, far from erasing Owen's memory, I have devoted the last 20 years to celebrating his life in a very public way. I can think of very few people who have been remembered so glowingly by their spouse. And it also has a link to owenhartfoundation.org for more about the Owen Hart Foundation. So, it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon. Sorry, those who have been clamoring for it. What can I say? She's got the one to give the final say on it. So we've got about 3 minutes left here, which I believe is... Oh, man. He gets out of here, and I completely miss out here. It's just about time for...
Birthdays!
Thank you, Lucas. So I've got 4 plus 3 Brucey bonuses. On this date in 1955, Leo Brent Bozell III was born. The writer and activist known in wrestling circles for being the president of the Parents Television Council from 1995 to 2006 and constantly going after WWE's SmackDown, ranking it among the worst shows on network television when it was on UPN in terms of wholesome family content, citing exposing, quote, children to obscene, raunchy, and violent content on a weekly basis. Yeah, he turned 63 today. He's the reason we had the right to censor for a little while as well. If I had more time, I'd give you his review of SmackDown, but maybe we'll get more into that next week and kind of talk about him a little bit. On this date in 1967, Jeffrey Leonard Jarrett was born, the WWE and TNA Hall of Famer, a wrestler, promoter, multi-time champion in a bunch of different organizations, and the co-creator of TNA Wrestling along with his father, Jerry Jarrett. That's right, JEFFJARRETT. He turns 51 today. And a pair on this date in 1971, although they're certainly not twins. First, Mark LaMonaco was born, the WWE and TNA Hall of Fame wrestler, having won singles and tag titles in WWE and TNA, as well as tag titles in ECW and Ring of Honor. Better known as Bully Ray, or perhaps best known as Bubba Ray Dudley. He turns 47 today, as does Joseph Carmine Bonsignore, the retired longtime pro wrestling play-by-play commentator in WWE and ECW, as well as vice president of WWE digital media content for 9 years, better known as Joey Styles, turns 47 today. And I'm not going to crack my voice doing the oh my god that he does so well. And to the Brucey bonuses, 3 things outside of the world of wrestling. On this date in 1960, Jane Marie Lynch was born, the actress, comedian, and game show host, best known for her role as Sue Sylvester in the musical TV series Glee, as well as 2-time Emmy Award-winning host of NBC's Hollywood Game Night. You know her better as Jane Lynch. She turns 58 today. This one goes out to the football fans. On this date in 1985, Darrelle Revis was born. 7-time Pro Bowl NFL cornerback, so good at defensively shutting down top receivers that his position is nicknamed Revis Island. He turns 33 today. And on this date in 1988...
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
That's right, Conor McGregor, the eccentric and outspoken MMA fighter and boxer, former UFC featherweight and light heavyweight champion. He turns 30 today, and that's going to do it for me. Play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
Celebrating 60 years of broadcasting excellence. We're 1490 WBCB.